today we're going to talk about putting. Now, we've gone over some of the clubs. Now, this is a putter, okay? And it looks like that. It's pretty flat right here. And as you can kind of see from right there, pretty flat this way, okay? So this is what we call a putter. Now, the cool thing about a putter is you'll find it in different shapes, different sizes, lengths, different, we call this part the head. We'll find different heads. So you might see a bigger grip. There's a lot of things you might see, but this is what we call a putter, okay? Now, we're going to talk today about judgment, and you're going to see how judgment goes into how we hit a shot or how we hit a putt and how we figure out what we're going to do. All right, so in our lives, we use this every second pretty much. We're making a decision, so we try to make the best decision. But like they say, if you mess up, you try and learn from it. But this right here is very important in our lives, and we're going to try and show you today how you can use this on the golf course, and then maybe how you can take that outside of the golf course, off the golf course. All right, so I'm glad you're here. Let's get into it. All right, so here we are on the putting green. Okay, and as you can see, this is the hole. Now, I'll tell you a quick rule we can learn is in the past, before this year, every time you were on this green and you were putting the ball, if you were to hit this flag stick, you would actually receive a 2-stroke penalty. So I'll show you what I mean. So if I were playing and I hit the flag stick like that, normally before this year, it would have been a 2-stroke penalty. You would have added shots to your score, which you don't want to do. Now, and before you'd have to take it out and putt like that. Now they changed the rule where you can decide if you want to have the flag in or if you want to have the flag out. During these COVID times, most golf courses have the flag in and you don't want to touch it, only your ball. So right now, if you go out on the course and you go and play, you'd have to leave the flag in. But hopefully next year, you can make that choice of taking it out or leaving it in. It's all preference. So remember that. It's a new golf rule that they changed. So let's get into today. We're going to be talking about our aim and an alignment, how we aim our putts and how we use the green. And I'm going to show you a couple different putts so you can kind of understand that maybe this isn't like your carpet at home where it's flat and where it goes straight. Okay, but I'm going to show you some things that I use to aim and how I can get these putts to go in. All right. Well, I'll start here. I'm going to putt from right here, and you can see the hole. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim my club face, this part right here. I'm going to aim it directly at the hole, and let's see what happens. Let's see if it misses to the left. Let's see if it misses to the right. If you're watching right now, you can kind of see how the ground goes. Try and take a guess of what way you think the ball's going to go. It could go straight. We don't know. All right, so I'm going to go up to it. I'm going to hit it, and let's see what happens. I'm going to aim dead straight at it. Now, I missed it to the right. Let's try it again. Let's just see. Maybe it was just a one-time thing, or maybe it happens again. I'm going to aim directly at the hole. So that happened twice. So maybe I can think that maybe this putt, instead of it doesn't go straight, it curves to the right. And as you can see at home, I started it here, and it ended up here. Now, what I'm going to try and do, let's go forward with that then. Let's say it turns. So we're going to try to aim somewhere over here and see what happens. So for you at home, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this orange golf ball, and this is the line that I want my ball to start on, okay? So let's have it start here, and let's see where it, hopefully it ends up there, because the other two went to the right. Oh, look at that, in the hole. All right, so I aimed at the left. I aimed at this orange ball, actually. So sometimes when you putt, and actually when you're hitting shots out there, you're not always aiming at the hole. Okay, when you're hitting your shots out there, you might get wind. You might get wind going this way, so you have to aim to the left. Same thing with the putting. You have to look at what it's doing. Now, here's the tricky part, and this is the hardest part about golf, is where you're at on the golf course, you only get one shot. As you can see, I hit 2 shots to figure out where it turns. On the golf course, well, guess what? That shot would have counted. So there's something that, since we're going to learn about judgment and how we can use judgment when we putt. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over there. We're going to try and see if we can get this to go. So we're going to come on. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to get on the other side of the hole, and I'm going to try to make it and see what happens, okay? So as you can kind of see now, we went from this side, now from that side to this side. And let's see if it turns the same way. Our other one went to the right. So maybe if you're at home, you can guess where it's gonna go. If that from that side it went this way, would you think it goes to the left or do you think it goes to the right? Let's try another one. I'm gonna go straight at the hole. Ooh. So as you can see, it went actually left. It went actually the same direction as that ball, or that shot. This way, generally went that way. Now, I'm gonna show you something that I use to kind of help me with alignment. So I have a golf ball here, and I actually have a line, as you can see here. So what I try to do is I line this ball up to where I want my ball to start, and hopefully if I read it, if I make good judgment, it's gonna turn and go in the hole. Or if it goes straight, I aim it straight, whatever that is. And now I'm gonna show you why we use judgment, why it's so important when we putt. So one thing that golfers do is if I have my ball here, okay, and I'm trying to figure out, you gotta try to get low like this to try to see how the green works. So if you might be able to see that it's a little higher on this side and everything it goes that way. So what I'm thinking is it gonna break, which we saw, it's gonna break a little bit to the left. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna aim my ball a little bit to the right. So to try to make it simple, if I think it's gonna go this far to the left, I'm gonna aim it this far to the right, okay? So I'm gonna aim this a little right. Now, what I can do is stand back here and really look at the green, and if I like the line, I just go up, I take my practice swings, and I line this club up with this line, and I hit it. Let's see what happens. Oh, all right. So that's just some ways that you can try and practice at home or here, try to find some curve and see if you can work on it. Now, I'll put it like this, it's kind of like looking at the putt and looking at the way it's going to go. It's kind of like if you were to take a test and you had a question. What do you do before you answer it? Well, we have to make sure we read it. So what we call it in golf is reading the green, trying to figure out before we even hit it to see if we can guess what the ball is going to do. So that's called reading the green. So the same thing, look at it like a question. We want to read the question, read where it's going to go, and give our best shot, okay? If we prepare and we do our homework and stuff like that, we might hit a good shot. They're not always going to go in, but the point is to try and use good judgment, okay? Take that time before we hit and see if we can make a good result, okay? Just like in life, if you're at home and you're trying to make decisions, you want to take a step back, maybe take breathe and try and read the situation, okay? And use our judgment and make the best choice. Like I said, will the ball go in the hole? Maybe not. Okay. Will that decision you made be the right decision? We don't know until it happens. But what we must do is learn from it. Now, this is what's funny is if you ever play with somebody else, let's say that they're right here and your ball's here, what you can actually do is make sure you watch what their ball does. So when they hit and you see it go to the left, you go, my ball might go left because it's right there. It's pretty close. So what we do is like, yeah, I'm going to aim to the right and let's see. Yep, went left. So those are little things that you can do while you're playing on the golf course to see the line in your ball. Now, I'll show you a little bit about the putter now. Okay, so you can kind of see what helps us aim. I have this one. Okay, and like I said, they're all different. So there's not one that's right. It's whatever is best for you. But there's actually a little line on here. You can see a line that is down the middle where you can pair it up with the line that I have here. That's what I do. But doesn't mean that's what you have to do. But this is just something that I do to line myself up that you can do at home. So I'll try and make a couple putts. So this is kind of what I go through. I look at the green, I use judgment, I look at the green. Where's it going? Okay, I think it's gonna go this much left, so I aim this line to the right. Okay. I step back, I take a breath, I look, good. Get ready. Ooh, you might have been able to see that line roll over its same line as it went through to the hole. That means that kind of tells you good feedback and says you hit a good putt. Okay, so if you're at home and you have a ball and you have a putter and you have a cup, see if you can find somewhere in your house that's not level. Hopefully it is straight, but try and practice lining up, okay? And if you go to the golf course, challenge yourself to hit putts, different putts that maybe break right, break left, go straight, and really practice that judgment before you hit your shot. Because I see a lot of people go up to their ball and they assume it goes straight. They just hit it and they miss it and they think they hit a bad shot. Well, what if you didn't have the right line? What if you didn't have the right aim? Okay, maybe you hit a good shot. Maybe you hit it right where you were aiming, but you just didn't adjust that aim before. Okay, so think about that at home. I'm glad you joined us today. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next Tuesday at 4 o'clock for our golf and life skills class.